So hey everyone, we are almost to the end of the stuff that I want you to do while you're on your extended time away from school. Today we're going to look at the day 11 materials, which I know can look very overwhelming because there are a whole lot of pages. Woo, that was a lot of pages. Now each data set that you're going to look at today has 100 points in it. And I'm sorry that you don't have anyone at home to share the wealth with so that you don't have to enter all this stuff by hand, but we're going to be entering it. Remember, we're going to use frequencies. Okay, so first thing I'm going to ask you to do, and we're going to do data set number 1 together, is answer some questions about it. So if I'm looking at this data and I look at that, that's fairly symmetric. So I would say yes on the symmetry. Next thing it says, make an educated guess about what the mean is. So if I'm just looking at the center of this distribution, it kind of looks like the middle is right there. So I'd say the mean equals 7. Now here's your hard part. Now your graph looks like the curve goes from here to here. So if I were trying to find the middle of that curve, I'd probably say it's about where 10 is. So I would say that that is 10 minus 7, or a standard deviation of 3. So again, I kind of looked from here to here and I said, what's about halfway down the hill? And I said, 10's pretty good. Remember, this is an educated guess. All right, now at this point, we're going to put stuff into our calculator. So in list 1, we're going to go into stat. Oh, I forgot to clear. So we're going to go over here, clear our list out, and then we're going to stat, edit. Now in list 1, we're going to put all of the values that are down here at the bottom. So let's see, I've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Now that's the easy part. Here's the hard part. You have to count the dots. So there are 2 zeros, so go over to list 2. And in list 2, you're going to put a 2 where the 0 is. There are 3 dots for number 1. There are 4 dots for number 2. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots. Then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots. Then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dots. So this is just really tedious going through this, and I'm sorry about that, but that's about the only thing I can do with this. All right, so let's see here, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This looks like it's 1 less, so 13. That looks like it's exactly the same. Okay, so maybe not too bad. Then for 9, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like 10 is 1 less, so 8. Then 4, 4, 3, 2. Okay, so you have all that stuff in. So now you're going to go to stat. And you're going to go to calculate, 1 variable stats, list 1. List 2 is going to be your frequency. Remember, list 2 is right there. Okay, so it came out to be 6.99. That was a really good guess. And our standard deviation came out to be 3.14. Again, a really good guess. Now, according to the empirical rule, 68% of the dots should be within 1 standard deviation. Okay, so if I take 6.99 and I add 3.14 and 6.99 and I subtract 3.14, okay? So using my calculator, 6.99 plus 3.14, okay? So that means that I'm going to be going up to here, and then 6.99 minus 3.14 gives me 3.85. So I want to count all the dots that are in here. Okay, so let's see what I've got. If I go back to my stat list, okay, I can look at this and I can say, well, number 5 has 10, number 6 has 14. Let me make it a little better to read. This one has 13, this one has 13, then we've got 9 and 8. So using your calculator, you're gonna go back to your home screen, you've got 6 plus 10 plus 14 plus 13 plus 13 plus 9 plus 8. Okay, so I went from 3.85 to 10.13, and how many dots were there? 73 dots out of 100. Yes, that is close. So yes, it implies that the empirical rule works. So empirical rule, what does that mean? Remember, you have to have a symmetric, normal curve looking distribution, and it's supposed to be equal to 68 dots. Okay, now if you look at the next one, as you go through this one, it's going to be still 100 dots. It's going to ask you if it's symmetric. It's going to make you give an educated guess. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Then you're going to calculate everything, and you're going to see if the empirical rule applies here. Same thing with data set number 3. Again, 100 points every set. Then data set number 4. Data set number 5. Data set number 6. Then there's going to be some questions about each one of them. Remember that an easy way to tell if something has an outlier is you go and you look at the graph. This is a really quick outlier test. So I am going to move over here and I'm going to do the outlier. I'm going to do the modified box plot, and then I'm going to hit zoom 9. And if I don't see any dots on here, there are no outliers. So when it says outliers, it's talking about, are there any technical outliers? In other words, can you see it on this graph? When it says outliers as in greater than or equal to 3 standard deviations, that's another way to calculate outliers. So then it comes down and it says, please summarize what a normal distribution is. And you'll notice that immediately following that is our key. So our key will be there. And when you look at this, this tells you, when you're looking at the key, this is your list 1 and that is your list 2. So if you're wondering like what went wrong, that's where you would probably want to look. All right, so hopefully your day 11 will go really well for you. When you get days 1 through 4 finished, use something like one of those free apps that's on your phone and take some pictures of it and send me your pictures so I can check you off. When you do 5 all the way up to 8, again, send me some pictures. And then when you get the last little set of them done, again, send me some pictures. Good luck on these next 2 days.